Hey y'all, I'm gonna show you how I whip up some shea butter for me and my family to use so that we have some natural products to moisturize ourselves with. I ordered this 5 pound block of shea butter from Etsy, see Pure Vine Products, and it was wonderful. It smells really great. This is me struggling to get it out of the package because I'm trying to record and do something that normally takes two hands. But there it is, big old brick of shea butter and smelling good. So I'm getting ready to whip this up. I also ordered this hand mixer because I knew that I was going to be whipping up some shea butter. So this is me just unboxing it, super easy to use, and getting ready to try to figure out how much shea butter to use for the containers that I have. But yeah, here's just my little pieces, and we're about to get it started. So the process of unwrapping this was very thorough. And yeah, there's the containers. I just got those from Hobby Lobby. So I'm trying not to use too much of this because, it's hard to know how much is going to fit into these containers when I'm done. But there we go. It's so beautiful, so bright, so aromatic. When I first started using shea butter, I didn't like the smell of it, but now I just think it's delightful. So I'm wrapping it back up the best I can, putting it back in the plastic, and getting ready to break down those chunks so that I can whip them up. The reason I whip them is because, yes, you can apply shea butter directly, but it is a task. Like, say you want to just go ahead and rub some lotion on. Lotion comes with the ease of being ready to rub in. However, with shea butter, you're going to kind of melt it in your hands, then apply it, melt it and apply it, melt it and apply it. So I whip it up so that it does have that applicability, if that can be a word today. So here we go. I'm just taking my knife and taking these chunks of shea butter and breaking them down so they can be easily whipped up by the mixer. And the good thing is it's summer, and the shea butter has already been softened a bit just because of the general temperature. Even though we've got AC in the house, it's still warmer than it would normally be. So just breaking it down. And coming in now with the mixer. If you ever used a hand mixer, you know this can be a pretty messy process. As you can see, pieces of this are flying all over the side of the bowl, so I'm doing my best to make sure that the mixer is down in the bowl. I'm also doing my best to break apart the pieces that are kind of at the bottom of the bowl, the solidified pieces that wouldn't necessarily just go right into the mixer. If you're doing something that's water-based and you're mixing it up, or if you're just, baking or something, it's easy to wipe those things up. But if you're spraying shea butter all over the place, it's buttery and greasy, so it's kind of hard to clean. All right, so now that I have whipped it up a bit, I'm actually adding in a little bit of coconut oil that I had. This is what I had been using to moisturize myself in the meantime until I felt up to doing the shea butter. But liquid coconut oil from a jar can be a bit challenging to apply directly to the body without making a mess, so I'm just adding it in here. I'm adding it in because I love the smell of coconut oil, and I'm adding it in because I know at the end of this mixing process, the final product would be slightly softer than it would if it was still just shea butter. Because if the shea butter is whipped, yeah, it is softer, but it still has that thick texture. So I have no recipe. I have no plan. I have no specific thing about what I was doing. I was just putting stuff that I used in. And so I'm now got it on the highest speed, mixing it up the best I can to try to get out the solidified pieces. You can still see the little solid bumps in there, but it's okay. It's not perfect. And it's just for me and my family to use, and it'll definitely be easier to apply than it would have been in its brick form from the beginning. And so now here I am just going to take and scoop into my containers. I did end up using all 3 containers plus the coconut oil jar that I had just used, plus one other jar that I had left over. It was actually a jar that I had some hearts of palm in it from the store, but I'd washed it and kept it. So I'm glad I keep stuff like that for occasions just like this. But here we are, just putting it in, doing my best not to get it on the outside of the jar. And ta-da! There we go. I ended up with 5 jars of whipped shea butter with a little bit of coconut oil in it. So now when my family needs moisturizer, there we go. I got it for them. And here's just a little bit of them testing it out. All right. Let's see your hands. What you think? They do look nice. Did it rub in easily?
Yeah.
What you think?
It's good.
All right.